What's the #1 quality that makes you a top porn star? It's not what you think it is. A huge cock, great looks. How about an amazing physique? Nope, not even close. Of course, some porn stars have all those things, but not all porn stars have all of them. How about a big load? Nope. I've met many top porn stars who don't have any of those qualities. In case you don't know who I am, I'm Sterling Cooper. I'm an award-winning adult film star and the world's #1 bedroom coach for men. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you the one thing all male porn stars actually have in common. And then I'll show you how to get this exact same skill, so you can totally blow the mind of any woman that you sleep with. The real secret to being a successful porn star, the thing all male porn stars actually have in common is this: incredible staying power. They can last a long time, every time. Honestly, if you come too quickly as a male porn star, you'll soon be looking for a new career. In fact, a good friend of mine almost didn't make it in porn for this exact reason. When I'd already done over 400 porn scenes, my friend, who we're just gonna call Dan, was new to the industry. See, this guy was good looking, he was in great shape, had a huge wang. The fact that he was charming, funny, and interesting didn't hurt either. Women absolutely loved him. He had no problem whatsoever getting it up in front of a camera, and he was a great performer. He was nearly a great performer, actually. You see, Dan had one big problem: his staying power. He just didn't last that long. And in porn, that's a complete deal breaker, because the director usually wants to be able to film you banging for at least 30 or 60 minutes in lots of different positions. And if you blow too soon, it ruins the shoot. And that costs the director and the producer a lot of money. You see, one day early in his porn career, Dan was shooting a shoot with a female actress who most men would agree is crazy hot. He told me he was mid-scene with her and he just couldn't take it anymore. He said he was so turned on, he pulled out and finished just a few minutes into the scene. Apparently this wasn't the first time this had happened when he was shooting for this particular director. And now that director had run out of patience. Dan said he called him fucking pathetic in front of the girl and the whole film crew, and told him to get out, screaming, "You'll never work in porn again." Yes, the director was harsh, but he had a point. You see, if you come too quickly, not only do you leave that woman frustrated and dissatisfied, you definitely cannot work in porn. And it's not just the porn industry where stamina matters. Healthline.com shows the average man lasts just 3 to 7 minutes during intercourse. That's considered normal. Other studies suggest the average man normally lasts just 2 to 5 minutes during intercourse. Whatever the exact number, most normal men do not last very long during sex. You might ask why it even matters how long you last. Well, here's why. A huge study of hundreds of women published in the New York Post showed that it takes most women nearly 14 minutes to reach orgasm during intercourse. Other studies suggest a lot of women need 20 minutes of intercourse in climax. So do you see the math problem here? Most dudes are only lasting 3 to 7 minutes, or maybe 2 to 5 minutes during sex, yet most women need 14 or maybe even 20 minutes to reach orgasm. That's precisely why so many couples don't have sex once they've been together for a few years. Because most women are frustrated in the bedroom. Because their men are failing to get them to orgasm. Many guys will say to me, "Can't you just go down on her to get her off?" Sure, you can totally go down on her and make her climax that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's all you do, then the intercourse becomes quite frustrating and disappointing for her. And the sex ends up working like this. You go down on her to give her an orgasm, and that gives you permission to have intercourse. Unfortunately, this means that the intercourse is mostly a waste of time for her, because it never gets to orgasm. It's like a chore for her. Having helped thousands of people to have better sex lives, in the long run, I can tell you that kind of sex does not satisfy a woman. It feels obligatory to her. How do I know this to be true? Because that's the type of sex life most couples have. And in the end, most of the women end up bored of the sex. If, like most men, you regularly finish before she's satisfied, then one of 3 things is gonna happen. If it's a chick you've just met, there's a good chance you'll never hear from her again, especially if she's hot, because hot chicks have a lot of sexual options. If it's a woman you're in a long-term relationship with, she'll switch off from the sex because it's not worth the frustration and disappointment. She might start to fantasize about having sex with other men, maybe a real stud who can last long enough to bang her senseless. And here's what most women want in the bedroom. Women want you to bang them until they can orgasm. It's as simple as that. Over and over and over again. She wants to be satisfied. It's very simple once you understand it, but 99% of men don't understand that. So pay attention. I'm giving you a real advantage over all the other guys right now. In fact, I discovered the stamina technique I'm about to share with you in this video while trying to work out how to help my friend Dan to keep his job in porn. You see, after the director threatened to fire Dan was devastated. He nearly had it all, everything he needed to make it big in porn. The size, the looks, the personality, the whole shebang. But he lacked that number one thing that every male porn star has to have, and that's stamina. The ability to bang and bang for 30 minutes or more every single time. Worried he'd ruined his career for good, Dan called me that evening in a panic, desperate for help. First, I felt like I couldn't. After all, I'd had a couple of performance issues that I'd have to overcome in order to become an award-winning porn star myself, but lasting long enough just wasn't one of them for me. You see, the reason he was asking me for help is because before I got into porn, I was actually a qualified chemist and research scientist. I have a double degree in chemistry with honours from the University of Western Australia in Perth. To be honest though, I much preferred getting paid to have sex with beautiful women. So I had very little desire to get back into research mode and geek out for months at a time in front of the computer, eyes going square, reading hundreds of scientific studies. But Dan was my friend, and earlier in our friendship, he'd helped me out with something when I had no one else to turn to. So I definitely owed him one. The big challenge I needed to find an answer to was this. Why can some guys have sex like studs and last 30 minutes or more, yet most normal guys can barely last 5 minutes? And after months of research, with over 300 hours wading through scientific journals, papers, websites, books, I finally had some answers. I was surprised to discover that how long you can last in bed all comes down to the balance in your body between two specific amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins in the body, and two really important ones are glutamate and GABA. Glutamate is the number one excitatory chemical in your body. When you have too much of it, you also have excessive levels of other stimulating neurochemicals. Then you get overexcited and you come too far. GABA does the exact opposite. It makes you feel relaxed, peaceful, and calm. Optimizing your GABA levels will help you to last longer. The key point is, you can't have high GABA and high glutamate. It's one or the other. Unfortunately, most men these days have too little GABA and too much glutamate. This is exactly why most normal guys only last 2 to 7 minutes during intercourse, leaving their woman completely dissatisfied. So, the question is, why do so many guys these days have less than optimal levels of GABA and too much glutamate? Well, the truth is, you have certain foods to blame because they're full of glutamate. And unless you eat a very clean and healthy diet made up of unprocessed, home-prepared foods, then it's very difficult to avoid glutamate. And here's why. Food manufacturers love an artificial flavor enhancer called monosodium glutamate, or MSG. They love it for two reasons. One, MSG is very cheap. Two, MSG tricks your body into thinking that what you're eating tastes way better than it really does. So they sneak MSG into damn near everything. It's in most processed foods, packaged foods. You'd be shocked at how many organic foods even contain MSG, as well as a lot of high-end restaurant foods as well, which is designed to make it super tasty to keep you coming back for more. Now, you might think you don't eat MSG because you can't see it on the label of your foods and drinks that you actually consume. But here's the thing. Food manufacturers are legally allowed to label MSG in over 40 different ways. They have over 40 different ways to hide this harmful chemical on the labels of the food that you eat. You can see on the screen just some of the many words they use to hide the fact that they've added this to your food. Which specific foods contain any of these stamina-destroying ingredients? As crazy as it sounds, MSG is in almost all processed food and restaurant food. Basically anything that comes in a packet. Anything you didn't prepare yourself at home from scratch. It's sad, but it's true. Food manufacturers only care about one thing, making money. And they don't care about your sexual performance. So, if you want to last longer in bed, bang like a porn star, and fully satisfy any woman, you need to optimize your glutamate and GABA levels. Now, a good way to do this is to cut out eating processed foods and restaurant foods. Though I do understand that this can be rather inconvenient and difficult. Remember, when you cut back on how much glutamate you consume, which you will do if you eat clean, unprocessed, home-prepared food, you'll optimize your GABA levels as well. And when your GABA levels are optimal, your stress chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline will go down. And if you want to last longer in bed and be generally fit, healthy, and strong, then optimizing adrenaline and cortisol levels is what you need to do. But if you eat a lot of processed foods, you'll consume a lot of MSG, which will raise your glutamate levels in your body, making you feel overstimulated. And in the bedroom, this overstimulation will make you very excited very easily, leading to you not lasting as long as you could. And the really scary thing is this: if you do stop eating foods that contain MSG, the glutamate still remains in your brain for a long time, weeks, even months. So what's the solution? Well, what I discovered is that glutamate and GABA are actually almost identical from a chemical perspective. So what you want to do is take glutamate, which overstimulates you, and convert it into GABA, which actually does the opposite. It makes you feel relaxed, calm, and peaceful, which in turn helps you to last longer in bed. Now, you can do this with things like yoga and meditation, but who actually has the time for all of that? Plus, it's actually really difficult to do that kind of thing if you're already feeling stressed and anxious. So what you really need is something that converts glutamate into GABA. And ideally, you'd want something safe, natural, and easy to take. That's why I was so happy to discover 7 powerful nutrients that help you stay cool and calm in the bedroom, just like the average porn star, giving you much greater stamina, which allows you to have sex for longer and easily satisfy any woman. The first and most important nutrient you need to take is rhodiola rosea extract. This is because it increases GABA and reduces the stress chemicals cortisol and adrenaline. One study I found showed without doubt that rhodiola helps you to last longer in bed. And in another study, there was more proof that rhodiola helps men last longer in bed, as well as giving a huge range of additional health benefits. As you can see, if you want to last longer and bang like a porn star, you really need to be taking rhodiola rosea extract. The next stamina boosting nutrient you need to take is methylfolate. This is something you may have heard of before because methylfolate is the most high quality active form of vitamin B9. Now there is another form called folic acid, but methylfolate is much, much better. Vitamin B9 is known to increase the intensity of the male orgasm. It also promotes stamina in the bedroom, helping you to last a lot longer. In one study I found, scientists were able to help 90 men significantly improve their ejaculatory control by giving them vitamin B9. Another very important nutrient for lasting longer is the amino acid taurine. This is because your body needs taurine to make more GABA. Therefore, increasing your taurine intake is a great way to help you feel more relaxed and calm in the bedroom, which will help you last longer. My research also showed me that in addition to taking taurine, methylfolate, and rhodiola, any man who is serious about improving his sexual stamina should also be taking magnesium glycinate to help reduce the stress chemical adrenaline. You see, glycine has very similar effects to GABA, making you feel more relaxed and chilled out, which helps you to last longer. L-theanine, because it directly increases GABA and reduces prefrontal cortex activity, meaning it will help you to stop overthinking during sex, allowing you to be more present and in the moment. Finally, you should also take methylcobalamin, the best form of vitamin B12, because it lowers stress and increases your energy. When you lower your overall anxiety and stress levels, and you increase your energy levels, you will last much, much longer in the bedroom. So what happened when Dan started taking all these nutrients in the exact amounts the studies recommended? Well, first of all, he tried them out in his personal life because he was a bit too nervous to do another porn shoot until he was sure he wouldn't suffer from the same embarrassment he did last time. Well, 3 days after taking this supplement stack, I got this text from him just after midnight, one Friday in June of 2022. Sterling, this stuff is the bomb. You remember Adriana, right? Well, I had her over last night, perky tits, athletic, great ass. Well, we had amazing sex, non-stop for nearly an hour. And then the next night I got this text. Was intrigued to see if last night was a fluke or if this stuff really works. Had Adriana over again, this time she turns up with her girlfriend Sarah. Hot as fuck, blonde, long legs, drop dead gorgeous. Got freaky with them both, same thing again, I kept going again and again. Long story short, my friend Dan is now a very famous porn star. You'd almost certainly know who he is. And his results are not unusual. When you take these same stamina boosting nutrients, they'll optimize your GABA levels, helping you to feel relaxed and calm in the bedroom, no matter how inexperienced you are, how average your staying power has been in the past, or even how hot the woman you're banging is. The simple result is you bang for longer. She loves it, she loves you, she wants it every night, and that's why I've taken those exact same nutrients and turned them into the world's #1 formula for men who want to last longer in bed. I call this formula STUD, because that's exactly what it's going to turn you into. STUD is the newest formula from my company, Clubhouse Supplements. STUD is designed to help you last longer, bang like a porn star, satisfy any woman, and make her obsessed with you. Bottom line, when you take STUD, you can bang for much, much longer and make any woman addicted to having sex with you. In my experience, when you can have the stamina of a porn star, women tend to get really adventurous in the bedroom. And they want to please you and make you happy outside of the bedroom too. It works like this. When you can only last 2 to 7 minutes like the average guy, she may like you. She may think you're nice. Hell, she might even be happy to go on dates with you and spend your money, but she'll never daydream about going to bed with you. And sooner or later, she'll almost certainly lose interest in the sex. On the other hand, when you bang like a porn star, lasting a lot longer, and you satisfy her every single time, well then she wants you all the time. And when you're not there with her in bed, she's thinking about the next time you will be. And the really great thing is, all you have to do to get these results from STUD is to take 2 easy to swallow capsules every day. Anytime you like, morning, afternoon, or evening, just get the STUD capsules in your system on a consistent daily basis and let these powerful nutrients inside every capsule do their thing. Of course, you could try to optimize your glutamate and GABA levels in a very different way by never eating processed food ever again or going to a restaurant ever again. But I doubt very much that you want to do that because it's difficult and very limiting to your lifestyle. And even if you could do it, it won't work as well as taking the STUD formula. Let me tell you why the Clubhouse STUD formula is the best thing that you can take when you want to last longer in the bedroom. Number 1, all the ingredients in the STUD formula are natural. Many supplements contain artificial ingredients that are toxic and dangerous. When you take STUD, you can rest assured that it doesn't contain anything like that. Number 2, it's potent and powerful. STUD doesn't just contain the powerful nutrients that help you last longer, it contains the highest quality versions of these nutrients in the precise quantity shown to work by science. Number 3, it's proven to work. My friend Dan, who is now a famous porn star, is only a famous porn star because of the STUD formula. Before I had him take the nutrients in STUD, he was a great looking guy with a big dick, but average 5-minute stamina. And that very nearly cost him his entire career in porn. Nowadays, he's one of the most popular male porn stars in the world, fully powered by STUD on every single shoot. Number 4, STUD is manufactured in the USA in a state-of-the-art, FDA-registered, GMP-certified manufacturing facility, meaning every capsule of STUD contains exactly what it says on the label, nothing else. Sadly, this often isn't the case with supplements, especially if they're manufactured overseas, where quality standards are often much, much lower. If you think the benefits of the STUD formula sound great, but you're also a little skeptical, that's okay, I totally understand. And I want you to be able to order with peace of mind, which is why when you order 1, 3, or 6 bottles of Clubhouse STUD today, I'll cover you with my no questions asked 180-day money-back guarantee, giving you a full 180 days to try STUD out and see if you like it. All I ask is that you take 2 capsules each day as recommended on the label. This will ensure you get the best results possible. Then, if you don't like it for any reason whatsoever, I'll refund you in full. All that said, I feel 100% confident that you won't ask for a refund because STUD is an awesome formula. Men who use STUD have told me that. Their boners last a lot longer than ever before. Sex is much more pleasurable for them because instead of worrying about blowing too soon or feeling anxious that you're going to embarrass yourself, you can just have sex non-stop and fully enjoy it. They give women incredible pleasure and their women become obsessed with them and with their manhood. Whenever they sleep with a woman, she's blowing up their phone the next day, sending them naughty text messages, telling them how much she wants them, telling them what she's going to do to them next time, asking them what they're going to do to her. The women they sleep with brag to their girlfriends about how great they are in bed. Their confidence is through the roof, and they feel like an absolute stud. making getting laid really easy because women love a confident man. To get similar results, all you need to do is take 2 capsules of stud every day. Plus, the bottle looks discreet and classy in your cupboard, arrives in a plain brown box so nobody will know what you've ordered, and of course, most importantly of all, it works. Stud gives you the opportunity to have sex like a porn star. And here's the thing, because I'm committed to helping you get the very best results possible in the bedroom, as well as giving you a no questions asked 180-day money-back guarantee when you order Stud today, I'm also going to give up to 60% off the retail price. I recommend you take 6 bottles of Stud or select the 3-month Platinum Customer Club option, because that way you'll guarantee to have Stud in your kitchen cupboard for months to come, allowing you to bang like a porn star in the bedroom, as well as making the biggest savings. Look below the video right now and choose the order option that best suits you. Right now, you have a couple of options. Either you leave this page and nothing changes, in which case you'll have to live with average guy stamina, and the very real threat that any woman you get into a relationship may one day cheat on you with a proper stud. A stud who can give her satisfying sex, long-lasting sex that all women actually crave. Or you can make the wise choice today to take Stud, to improve your staying power and become that stud that every woman secretly wants to go to bed with. It's up to you. Bottom line is this: studies show the average man lasts just 2 to 7 minutes in bed. That is considered normal. The trouble is, most women need 14 to 20 minutes of intercourse to reach orgasm. If that's you, if you last less than 15 minutes in bed on average, then your woman is definitely going to be left unsatisfied, meaning she'll be less fun to be around outside of the bedroom. She'll be more likely to refuse sex, and worst of all, she'll be more likely to cheat on you. Fortunately, the solution is simple. Take the Clubhouse Stud formula if you want to last longer in bed. Have sex like a porn star and make any woman completely obsessed with you. Do this. Choose how many bottles of Stud you want below. The 6-bottle option is obviously the best value. Click order now. Have your credit or debit card ready. Follow my simple, safe, and secure checkout process, and my team will rush you your bottles of Stud. Then be sure to let me know your success story. I can't wait to hear it.
Thank you, Solin, for making natural products that's safe and doesn't have any nasty side effects.
All the supplements are really great. They work.
I'm Sterling Cooper, and this is what I do. I've helped countless thousands of men to improve their sexual performance. And yet I still get a buzz every time I get an email from another happy, satisfied customer. So go ahead, order right now, and I'm looking forward to hearing your success story.